You know when you're thinking about somebody and the phone rings and it's them? Well, I've heard Christians say that there are no coincidences, there's only God-incidences. Well, I strongly disagree, because our enemy has way more than enough power to make minor things like that coincide. He just has to know what our circumstance is and the situation that we're walking into, and some people he speaks really clearly to, whether they understand that it's him or not. And yeah, so I've been misled, and it's cost me decades by things coinciding and me thinking that they were from God. So, quick story about how that became really clear to me. I was just setting up my place in this little apartment, and I needed a table and chairs. I didn't ask God about it, I just recognized that need for them. And our enemy, well, he recognized that need as well. So I was at a friend's place, and just out of the blue, they go, "Hey, do you need a table and 4 chairs?" And I'm like, oh, whoa, God is providing my need. I don't even have to ask him anymore. And so I'm like, yes, of course. And yeah, oh, God is so good. And I get them home, and well, they're full of mold. Like, they're not every good and perfect thing that God promises us. So that was not from him. Like, duh. So I started thinking about it. Well, but that was like an amazing coincidence. Like, that couldn't have just happened, but I don't think it did. I think that something else was involved there. And like I say, coincidences do happen. Can't deny that. So how do we know if something is from God? Because God has to make things coincide as well. Like, how is his purpose going to happen if he's not making things coincide? So he's in there working things out way more powerfully than the enemy. But somehow we've got to discern when it's him and not our enemy that's trying to destroy us. So here's where I've come to. God does make things coincide in a powerful way. I've got a ton of stories to tell you guys, but only after we prayed about it, we've listened to his spirit, we felt the conviction, we've got wise counsel, we've read his word to make sure that it lines up with that. And when we decide to step forward in faith that God has led us to do something, whether he spoke to us or not, doesn't matter. It's just like, this feels like what the Lord wants me to do. We step forward and we see if God is going to catch us. And God will make things coincide. And he'll do it in a way that the enemy doesn't have the power to do. Now, as we get closer to Jesus' return, the enemy is going to have more power. So that's why I want you guys to start thinking about this stuff, because we got to get better at discerning. Because if we can't discern in times like these, if he comes back in our lifetime, we're going to get easily led astray. Because the Bible says that in the last days, the delusion will be so strong that it will lead, if possible, even the elect, his people, into deception. So, how do we know if something is from God? Well, here's an interesting experience that I had. We were doing a job for a coal mine in northern BC, and they had this stream going through the mine. There was a salmon run or something like that, and they had a tailings pond that was going to overflow, and it had all these chemicals in it. If it did, they'd have to shut the whole mine down. $1 million a day, that's what it was going to cost them. So they hired us to come and set up a temporary pipeline with a bunch of pumps, and we didn't know that much about that stuff, but I got a bunch of patents on pumps, and so I know about fluid dynamics, and the Lord gave us a guy who knows way more than I do about how to set them up, and so, and Norbert, he actually taught me something really important. He said, James, God's got a solution for all of these things. He's just using them to create relationships. So that really took a weight off the shoulders. Thanks, Norbert. That was awesome. But in a week of praying through this thing because we were over our heads on it, but we're always over our heads. So we've learned that the Lord is okay with that because that's when he shows up. And we had this pipeline all set up, ready to go. It's like a half a mile in one direction, a quarter mile in the other after it went over the creek or something. And it was cold up there. And there's a lot of grizzlies. So that was fun. But the thing with this pipeline is if we got it charged and we didn't get it running, it was going to freeze overnight. And this $500,000 job, $250,000, can't remember. Well, we'd have to start from scratch. That wouldn't be good. So it's getting way too late in the day and I know it, but I'm not man enough yet to shut it down. And I told God this. I'm like, Lord, it's like 3 p.m. and it's going to get dark early up here. And I just can't see us getting this thing running in the time that we've got. But I actually said these words to him, but I'm not man enough to shut it down. Well, here on the radio, oh, we got a semi jackknifed on road something. What? Because that's the road we need to get to start this thing in a couple hours. And this poor guy didn't have chains on his semi and he went down the wrong road in this mine and jackknifed and we couldn't get up there. So I'm going, is that you, God? Because that was definitely prayed for before that happened. So I don't think that was a coincidence. And could the enemy have done that? Yeah, but why would he? Because the next morning we started at dawn and we still only got that thing running just before it went dark. And the people at the mine were betting with each other. We find out later that we weren't going to get it going because it wasn't an easy task and other companies had failed before us. So there you go. Coincidence? I think not. And not because of what happened, but because of what happened before it. That I was asking the Lord, pleading with him. No, we don't have to plead with him. We're not beggars in his kingdom. We can approach his throne of grace, it says, with confidence that he will hear us and that he'll answer us. So I don't know how much confidence I had, but the Lord is willing to step in. And, you know, it might have cost that guy a day, but who knows? Maybe the Lord used that in his life as well for good, because that's what he promises, because he is that good. He'll use everything for good. So there you go, you guys. A coincidence that led me astray, like many others I'll tell you about, and a coincidence that was God causing things to coincide after I asked him to intervene in some way that I wasn't strong enough or man enough to do on my own. So there's an easy way to not be misled by coincidences, and that's to not be led by coincidences at all. Because God never leads us by coincidences. He only makes them happen after he's led us through his Spirit, through the scriptures, and through wise counsel. Do you ever wonder if God is speaking to you? Check out this video about listening to him when it would be way easier to tune him out.